he's living dangerously today. Now you can see these sharks are pretty active here right now. And that's because they actually heard Philip on top of this tank. And whenever they hear somebody up there, they start thinking food is coming through that opening. Well, it doesn't make any difference because they're going to all be disappointed here in a moment anyway. Or maybe not. We'll just have to wait and see. Now once Philip is inside this tank, you'll see these sharks will most likely swim away from him. And that's the same thing that would happen to you if you encountered these animals in their natural habitat. So best thing to do would be to just stay calm, and you should be okay. All right, let's see if Philip can find an opening here. He's got to be rather careful, because jumping on top of one of these sharks would not be a very smart idea. That was pretty close, actually. It looks like he cleared him, though. All right, very good. It looks like he's got everything under control. Now I want everybody to understand that, sharks are not the man-eating killers that they're portrayed to be. Actually, sharks are nothing more than predators of opportunity. And what that means is if something looks like food, or it smells like food, or something in their senses tells them it's food, they'll most likely try and take a bite out of it and see if it is. Now, a lot of people want to know why these sharks aren't really bothering Philip right here. Well, the main reason is that Philip is as big as these sharks. And in the shark world, size matters. The big shark will always go after the smaller shark. Now, this particular species right here, they give live birth to about 25 to 30 pups, as they're called. And those baby sharks, they have to be pretty well developed when they're born. And that's because when they're born, they have to swim away from mother and hide, because she'll go after them just like any other fish. She doesn't differentiate. That's just the way it is in the shark world. All right. Now, one thing we're going to do now is we're going to have Philip get one of the sharks in position here. And we're going to go over some of the parts on these sharks. We've had a lot of people ask us to do this. Now, this is Loretta. Loretta is our large female nurse shark in our tank here. Now, the first thing Philip's going to do, he's going to stroke that shark. And that's a demonstration to show how rough the skin is. Actually, if you took your hand and rubbed that shark really hard, you'd break your skin, you'd start bleeding. That's how coarse it is. Now we're going to go over the fins, and this is true for all sharks. Dorsal fins, there are two. There's a front one, and then there's the back one. Now the tail is comprised of the long tail piece and the small one on the bottom. Together they're called the caudal fin. Next, Philip's got a hold of the pelvic fin, and up front, the pectoral fins. Now when the big sharks go into attack, those things drop down. Yeah, like that, Philip. All right, now look at the gills here. You can see 4 slots really clearly. If you look at the last one carefully, you'll see there's another slot tucked in there. And that's because all sharks have 5 gills, with the exception of one shark. There's a 6-gill shark that exists. Now, what makes this shark different from most others are those 2 protrusions right there on the front of her face. Kind of makes her look like a catfish. Now, those are called nasal barbels. And what those things do is allow this shark to sense an electrical pulse given off by another living animal.